Welcome to the Killarney trial site run by Bade Ness Rural. We're going to keep doing these updates from now onwards, let you know what's going on at certain times of year. Just a quick information on what's going on. We've been running this site since 2019. So the one I'm standing on now was sown in autumn 2019, coming into its third year. The one across, which George behind the camera will show, was sown last year in 2020, which is a more of a alternative species, coxfords, fescues or whatever, whereas this one's our perennial ryegrass, is commonly used around here. I'll introduce myself. I'm Paul. I'm one of the agronomists at Bade Ness Rural, and George is behind the camera there doing this, so he didn't want to talk. Just a quick one here. Below us was our brassica trial site done in spring 2020, which brought up a heap of good stuff for us to look at. That was trialling all different varieties, chicories, plantains, rapes, turnips, mixtures of both, just to have a look at them. It was more done on palatability. We did a couple of trials over the top with chemicals as well for some chemical companies, just to see what would happen to them. So we got some really good information out of that. Probably have that up at some stage during the year. Got some good pictures of it, some of the varieties which the sheep were grazing and really liked. I'll just a quick talk about this one here now. This was bared out by the sheep we're using at the moment. 7 days ago they come off, so we got them to nail it. We didn't treat this site very well. It got a bit too long. We had too much feed like everyone else did over the summertime with the rain, so I've got them to eat it right down. But this is one of a new variety that was put in here that's going to be on the market next year. These are replicated. There's 4 plots, so everything is in each plot, so 4 times. And the whole 4 plots, this one here is a standout from getting out of the ground after this bit of rain that we had the other day. So, that's the idea of what we're doing here, is to see new varieties and see whether they're going to be fit our market, especially, we want to be ahead of the game anyway, put it that way, so we're already ready for it when it gets released to the market. There's another one as well which has come up really good as well, so it's on the market now, and we've been pretty impressed with that in the trial site too, and commonly using it as well. So just a little point here, you can probably see if George points down a bit, we're getting a lot of, this is a very bad site for barley grass and brome grass. So we've been trialling a chemical called Matrix for the last couple of years over perennial pastures to take out barley grass, brome grass. So we're going to hit this. We've had a real germination, and that's I think because we bared it out, it went to seed a bit. Some of the bromes and everything in barley went to seed and dropped seed. So we'll hit this in about a week's time. So we'll give you some updates and some pictures on that with this Matrix herbicide. So it does not do any harm to the perennial at all, won't slow it down, and does a really good job. So you can do it on newly sown perennials as well, at about 1 to 2 leaf even. So it's just an option, something new that we've been using in other crops for a while, that's been put onto the market for the grass pastures. I'll leave it there for now, and we'll move on to the site that we started in 2020. Now we're over on the autumn 2020 sown site here. So we did, as I said, alternative species. So we've done bromes, prairie grass, coxfords, fescues and phalaenopsis. So as I didn't say on the other one, but what the aim is on this site is not to gauge production of varieties. It's actually to virtually visually see how they go, and definitely persistence is one thing we're looking for. And persistence with ryegrass, as we know, has been a concern for people. So we're starting to look at alternative species. We've done a lot with coxford in the last couple of years, but not like ryegrasses where you're seeing them all the time. We needed to have a look at some different named coxfords that are on the market, so that's why we've done this one. So we're going to have a look. We're going to use the sheep now to maybe pick varieties that they like better as well. So it's going to be a palatability one as well with these different varieties. So we block graze our sheep. That's main reason is to see what they do like and what they don't like the most. So this one here I'm standing on was only grazed about, well, they came off yesterday, so they're on here for about 4 or 5 days since they went off the other one. Just a little interesting note, these here are the Brome's prairie grasses running down there that are a bit longer. It's just interesting to note that on both times they have actually preferred the Brome and prairie before they've gone on to the fescues and cocksfords. So just looking at these, they have pretty well evenly taken off all the others once they got onto them. So we'll probably just go for a walk along and just see whether I can see. I haven't been in here today, so I don't think there looks like there's any preference there on any variety. So that's what we'll look at over the next couple of days. Over at the perennial site, when we locked them over there to eat the long grass down, there was 2 varieties that they nailed to the ground before they even went to the others. So not sure why. One of them is that new one I was talking about, and one of them was a hybrid. So I don't know, maybe the hybrid, there's no endophyte, maybe, and our border is newy ryegrass, which that gives us our 0 heading date. So it's a high endophyte grass. So whether, out there's a few high endophyte grasses as well as AR37s, maybe the endophyte had something to do with the sheep, I'm not sure, but or palatability. So we'll keep this one running for a long time. There's not many years, I think, there's no irrigation here, so to see this as green as this could be at this time of year is unbelievable. But these were very well grazed, and that's why that got away. And I think that's the key to most things over the summertime, is keeping the grazing, keeping them reasonably down, not letting them get too long. So, and then spelled again like we did. So this was spelled, and then they went on to the summer crops, onto that one, and then back to here now. We've been lucky with the summer rain. So none of these have opened up at all. They're looking really good, except for the odd plot that didn't grow, so there was something wrong with the seed. So we'll re-sow those at some stage. But we got some very interesting data on growth patterns out of some of these cocksfords last autumn, which has led us to what were some of the decisions were made this autumn. And one of them was a new variety that's on the market now. So we'll be using a bit of that and having a look how it goes. So I think that'll probably do for now. We'll get some drone footage probably over the next week or so, just to have a look at some of these grasses coming, the perennials starting to shoot up. I forgot to mention where the summer crop was. We're going to put a Italian ryegrass trial in there just for 2 years to see what does last 2 years. There's a couple of new ones on the market and a couple of ones I've been using that we want to have a look at. So we're also running a hybrid trial on another farmer's property. So there's a new one on the market from a company. So we just want to have a look at that as well. So as I said, we're always out there trying to look at new stuff. So when it does come to the market, we can make a call on whether we think it's going to be better than what's already out there. Right, well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll keep you updated.